Hello there, you're welcome back once again to Zumeo. Zumeo gives you an exclusive and comprehensive information on women's health, parenting, relationship, and family care. So guys, please, if you are not subscribed, you kindly do that. And also do not forget to turn on your notification bell so as to get notified whenever we upload. Thank you. So today we shall be discussing sexless relationships and marriages. What do we mean by sexless relationships and marriages? Sexless relationships or marriages is a kind of relationship or a kind of marriage where little or no sexual activities happens at all. Like couples staying for 6 to 10 months, 2 to 3 months, a month, 2 months. They are living under the same roof, and yet nothing is happening between the both of them. Like, I know it might be something somehow, but it happens. It happens. So this is mainly not quantifiable by the frequency of sex you have, or by the frequency of, yes, it's not quantifiable by that, but by the quality of sex you have. So I understand the fact that in a long-term relationship like marriages, at a time, the frequency and the quality begins to decline. But there are little things you can do, and then you spice up your sex life again. You turn up the heat for your sex life once more. But what causes sexlessness in marriages and relationships? What is the cause? Number one is neglect. Neglect. You are neglecting intimacy. You are neglecting the person you're staying under the same roof with, the same person you call your partner, the same person you call your spouse. You neglect the person. You don't see that person as somebody who is up to the level or who falls into the category of people who are supposed to come close to you, yet you chose that person as your partner. So we have mismatched libido. It's also a very big problem. Mismatched libido is when, mismatched libido is differences in sexual desires. Maybe the desire of the woman in the house or the female partner in the house might be so high, and then the desire of the male partner in the house is so low, or it's vice versa. But it's never on the same level. So the third one is being too busy and you begin to deprioritize sex. You should make it your priority. Actually, it's one of the things you come for, or you came for. So deprioritizing it is really what sometimes we don't understand. Why should it be deprioritized? You should have it at the tips of your fingers at all time. You should know about it. You should know that this is what I'm into here. This is one of the things that brought me here. So we don't need to deprioritize it for any reason. We don't need to. We don't need to. And we need to be alert at all times. So it's not something you say, I will not do, no. And another thing that causes this thing is when you have problem with your partner and you don't try as much as you can to settle it amicably that same day. You go to bed with that problem. The issue is in your heart battling with you. It's in the heart of your partner battling with your partner too. No communication that night. No intimacy that night. Nothing happens that night. I'm not talking of sex again, because that would be the last thing to happen. That is when there is a good communication. But because you had that problem, or because let me just call it an issue, because I believe that whatever happens between partners is an issue, except you people were not able to settle it up on time. That's when it becomes maybe trouble or conflict. So to avoid things like this, you need to settle up every issue you have with your partner. It brings about sexlessness in marriages or in relationships. Then some health challenges. So whichever one you have, you need to discuss with your partner very well. Let him or her know about it. Tell him what he or she should know about that health challenge you have. So sexual abuse is someone that has been abused sexually. When it's time for them to meet with their partners, that abuse they had that time keeps, the whole saga keeps flashing back to the memory, keeps flashing back to their minds, and then they will just lose balance of the whole thing. They can't be able to do anything again. So these are the things that causes it. So but the big question is, does it have any effect? Does sexlessness in marriages and relationships has any effect? Maybe on the partners or on the couples involved? The answer is yes, and the answer is no. So to get the answer for this, it depends on you. It depends on you, what you want as a person, what you desire, what your sexual life is like. That is the only thing that is going to give you the answer to this question. But in a situation where you're okay with your sexlessness, where you're okay and where you and your partner are okay with your sexlessness, I don't think it gives you any problem. I don't think you find any effect. It gives you any negative effect. It does not, because you both are you are okay with it yourself. It's the level in which you people are in is satisfying the both of you. So it does not give you any problem. You don't find it any. When people are complaining, you don't complain because you're okay. You are satisfied with it. So it only becomes a problem, and it only gives you those negative effects when the both of the partners or one of the partners are not okay with the quality of sex he or she is getting, or maybe with the frequency too. So what it leads to is that it leads to frustration. That is when maybe one of the partner is not satisfied with what he or she is getting from the other person. It could lead you to these negative effects and might even tend to the whole relationship. It leads you to frustration. It makes you lose connection to each other. It brings about, like, you become less open. Instead of being transparent, you become, everywhere is zipped up. Your care will be, nobody will see you caring for each other again. You become unkind. You'll not be the one looking for troubles even. You begin to give problems. You begin to do some kind of things that you were not used to doing before. So these are some of the effects. These are some of the things it does. And it destroys the whole relationship. So when the both of you are not so good into it, you are not comfortable with it, what you do is that you talk it out. You discuss it with your partner. That takes me to this question. Should you stay or should you not stay in a sexual relationship? So you should stay when you are satisfied with it. And you should walk out when you are not satisfied, or better still, like I was saying earlier, talk it out with your partner. If he's willing or if she's willing to listen to you, you both should discuss it. And then see ways or look for ways to upgrade or take it to the next level. So what are those ways to deal with this sexlessness? One is openness. You need to be open. You need to talk. Find out what you want. Know exactly what you want, and then speak to your partner about that. Put heads together and tackle that problem. Because when you don't communicate well with anybody, you don't know anything about that person. I tell you the truth. What you know about that person might be based on, they say, I heard, and that's all. But when you communicate one-on-one with a person, the person tells you about him or herself, and then you get to know because you heard from the horse's mouth, not the other way around. So you get to know what you want, you discuss with your partner, that is where communication comes in, and then please prioritize sex. It is necessary, it is important. I know it's not everybody that sees sex as part of pleasure or as part of bringing connection. Yes, to everybody, that's not what it is. There are some other things that are more important to them more than sex. But personally, I think there is something it does. It brings connection. So you begin to prioritize sex, and then just spice up some things by yourself, and you see your sex life working again, or sexlessness going out of your marriages and your relationships. So thank you guys for staying with us today. Thank you, and please, if you are not subscribed, kindly do that. And also do not forget to turn on your notification bell so as to get notified whenever we upload. Thank you.